Hello, everybody, and welcome in. I'm Mason Humpner alongside Bryson McIntosh. We are here at David Gates Stadium for an inter-town rivalry. Bryson, what can we expect out of this one?
Well, it's a rain game. It's going to be a little different. We've seen a lot of good weather, a lot of early, really good football weather for the most part. Now it's rainy. Conditions are different. I'm sure both teams have practiced ball security all week, and we've seen the forecast. We've seen it. I expect to see some run the ball and two good teams clashing tonight.
Yeah, lately it's actually been pretty warm considering that it's fall, but now we're finally kind of starting to get some of that fall kind of rain. As for the game, however, the Mounties won the coin toss. They're going to elect to receive, go out there and send a statement early.
Yeah, and if you're Heritage, I would almost hope for this. It could maybe slow down the Mountie passing attack a little bit. The Mounties to the ball, I don't know, definitely over 50% of the time, I'd say. So changing that element, it might give them a chance to maybe hang in the game a little longer. We're not predicting a win or anything, but predicting how the game's been going this year. Heritage runs the ball pretty well, about 460 yards from their head horse, Michael Hester.
Hester is definitely a problem, especially when you get him in between the tackles. This Heritage team has struggled offensively this year, but that is not due to the fact that they can't run up the middle. Bit of an onside kick there. It's recovered by number 9.
You might see a lot of that tonight from both teams.
Eikenberry.
A lot of onside kicks, balls wet, balls slip out. Always trying to steal extra possession in high school.
Try to get off on the right foot, but ultimately Aiden Eikenberry comes up with it for the Mounties. They're going to start at about the 47-yard line.
The Mounties won the toss and elected to receive. I don't know if you said that yet, but here we go.
Yeah, I figured I'd sprinkle that in there, but anybody that might have missed it, there you go. 2-for-1 deal. Here come the Mounties with the football here.
Going 5 wide early.
Empty backfield. Braxton trying to communicate to Jeff, hey, let's get this thing rolling. He moves to the H-back, brings in Jack into the backfield. They hand the ball off to start the game, and it's going to be a good one. Picks up the first down on the initial run to the right side.
The Mounties can run the ball, and they're super physical when they bring in Braxton as the H-back there. A really good lead block by him that sprung Jack Harrell for a first down.
The thing is, with this Mountie rush attack, it is not all just out of the running backs. Jeff Regan, some like to argue that he's better with his legs than his arm. There goes Drayson Vogt to the left side on the jet sweep. Number 18 for Heritage on the tackle.
Drayson springs one free early. It's a really good jet motion right there by the Mounties. Haven't had to go through the air yet. They've kept it simple, and they're very efficient so far, looking to strike early here.
Anybody that's watched the Mounties this season at all knows how tough number 2 is. I think he's the toughest kid on the team, and it pays off for him there. Great play. QB power fake. It is a pass to Aiden Libert, number 74, the left tackle. He was eligible as a tight end on that play. Trying to set up a screen for him early. A little bit of trickery coming out of Coach Harbison.
Really cool play by Coach Harb there. I think if Jeff would have, they tried to get him to roll right a little bit. If he would have gone a little bit further, gave more time for the play to develop, that might have been a walk-in touchdown for the big man.
For the big fella on the left side, he's still out there. Single back still. Oh, it's a bobbled snap. We talked about those conditions. Jeff's trying to come up with it. It's still bouncing at the 20. A Mountie finally lands on it.
You're seeing
Drayson Vogt, tough as nails, gets down there and dirty despite the conditions.
You're seeing the first part where the rain plays into effect tonight. That was I can't tell if it hit the lineman's butt or if it just like dropped by Jeff, but it was a mishandled snap. I think we're going to need a replay here possibly.
Let's see exactly what happened.
I think it might have hit the lineman and bounced off. Ball's slick. Ball's been on the turf a couple times tonight. That's the thing to look for tonight.
Center tonight is Alan Perez. It seems like you're only calling the lineman's name when something goes wrong. There's a pass. Looked like it was intended for Drayson Vogt, but Cooper Daniel comes down with it ultimately. Great catch and great concentration by him.
We had Jeff drop the ball early again. It's the condition of playing early. We're going to hammer that home all night probably, but good catch by Cooper Daniel. It wasn't Jeff's prettiest ball, and it's going to be a hard night for him. He's a mature leader. No moment really gets to him, so I have no problem thinking he's going to handle these conditions tonight.
It's 4th and goal for the Mounties. If you're Heritage here, you got to be thinking, how can we get a stop? Jeff to the left side, touchdown, walk in, QB power, but there is a flag.
This one might be coming back. I think the left tackle might got a hold there.
There's no bigger stop here for the War Eagles. Coming in a bit of an underdog. Well, how are you going to stop this offense? A lot of questions are asked. They've had the weather in their favor defensively.
It's going to push them back. The holding on Rogers here. I don't know if they're going to bring out Benson Ashley. A lot of cases they would. We're going to talk about the weather again. We're going to be hammering this home all night. But I think this might play into effect, and they might elect to go for it from fourth and about 13 yards.
Yeah, give or take.
Give or take, huh?
Heck. So they're going to elect to keep the offensive unit out there, keeping the ball in the athlete's hands. Jeff Regan go 5 wide with 13 yards to go. Good snap. Quick pass to Braxton Lindsay, but it is dropped. It is dropped in the end zone right at the A.
That's one Braxton's going to wish he had back. He got a free release. It looks like there was no one lined up over him, only one high safety there. And he kind of hit the seam. Really good recognition on his part to get to the soft spot. Just one that he doesn't normally drop, and he's going to bounce back from it later.
Yeah, it was a soft pass, but a crucial stop by the War Eagles. Those are the ones you got to have if you're the Mounties, and they came away with a stop there.
Right in the beginning, I said that the War Eagles, they probably couldn't ask for a game like this any better with the rain coming tonight. It should slow the passing attack down. It has on the first drive. Bad snap into the end zone here.
That's going to be a safety. It was fumbled in the back of the end zone, and the Mounties are going to get the ball right back.
Really heads-up play by the quarterback for Hare, just throwing out of the back of the end zone instead of just taking the sack or letting the ball fall onto, and it could have been a fumble.
Tackle by Hunter Dickey, and let me tell you, Bryson, this guy's been tearing it up all season. He has 10 sacks through 9 games, and he makes his appearance known early in this one, forcing that tackle. Here's that replay for you. Great jump, unblocked. Hunter Dickey gets home, and a very heads-up play.
He looks like a football player.
He is one, that's for sure. If there's anybody that knows how to handle some football players, it's Coach Javi. He's the defensive line coach here at Rogers. It's like a brotherhood family with his guys.
He's with them year-round. He stays with them consistently. During the spring, they'll talk about stuff not even related to football, but he'll bring them in during Mountie time, and they'll talk stunts and everything like that and things of that nature. And I think there's no better way to build a relationship with your guys like that.
Playing D-line for Coach Javi is a year-long vacation. I mean, he's with you all the time.
Some would say home away from home.
Yeah.
They're going to do the safety punt here. You couldn't have got a better makeup call for Rogers to get a safety there. Kind of got a little lucky with the bad snap, but just got to have the conditions fair tonight.
Conditions. It's a wet one, and they're feeling it.
The safety punt, they're further back and compared to a normal kickoff. We looked at, there's only one returner. Cam Cunningham's deep here. He might look to return this. If I'm them, I try to kick it away from with only one returner back there.
I imagine being down, they wouldn't go back to the onside kick here, and they won't. It's heading straight for Cam Cunningham.
Pretty good kick by the kicker there.
Gets by him, heads up play. Cam elects to reach out for it. He's met by a pack of War Eagles. Flying high, he's brought down at about the 38-yard line by number 8 for Heritage.
But see how Rogers adjusts now. They went a lot of 5 wide, which they primarily go to. It kind of gives Jeff a lot of room to operate with, a lot of receivers out there. They really trust his offensive line to hold up for him, and even when they can't hold up, because you can't be perfect all the time, Jeff makes a lot of man miss, and he's super crafty back there. I wonder how they approach this possession.
Giving him open field is dangerous, and that's why we typically go so spread out. But Drayson Voke with another sweep to the right side. That's going to be a gain of a few. Again, met by number 18 and much more Eagles to follow. They really fly to the ball.
Yeah, crowd of Eagles. They were motivated tonight. This doesn't look like your normal Heritage defense. They look ready to go tonight.
You mentioned motivated, and that has to come down to them being crosstown rivals. Heritage is 0-9 this season, and there is nothing that they would like more than to knock Rogers out of that 3-seed spot in the playoffs.
1-9 is 1-9 with the beating up on Rogers would be almost a win in their book, especially at this point in the season. If they can take advantage of that tonight, they will definitely jump on it.
And this is a team that plays with a lot of grit. You can't count them out. They have struggled, but they fight like no other. Jeff Regan hands off to Jack Harrell yet again. He breaks 2 tackles, and he's still rolling. A bit of a horse collar there. Doesn't get called because he doesn't get pulled down, and that's a gain of 13.
He's running hard tonight. He's going to have to run hard. It's going to be a lot of Jack Harrell tonight, a lot of Jeff Regan. I would not be surprised to get him a keeper here in a second. If you're Heritage's defense, you kind of got to key onto that. I know Jack Harrell's got the ball multiple times, but seeing all this, you kind of got to. They're kind of setting you up for a Jeff Regan keeper. I wonder if they go to it now.
Let's see it here. Quick snap, Jeff Regan keeper, poor block on the left side by Braxton Lindsay, and a great play by number 11. If you're getting blocked by Braxton, that is no easy task to get off of that block, but the linebacker, number 11 for Heritage, finds a way. 3-yard loss on that play.
Braxton Lindsay, they're kind of using him as more of an H-back than normal. They're probably trying to get more bodies in the box to try to help out. Heritage is not really respecting the pass due to the rain right now. There's a lot of bodies in that box right now, so putting Braxton there could help with the run game.
And loading the box, that's when you take away the pass element of this offense, it takes away from Jeff being able to run. Speaking of running, there goes Drayson Volk. Left side, 10-5. Can he make it to the pylon? Yes, he can. That's going to be a touchdown for the Rogers Mounties. Number 2 looked good doing it, didn't he, Bryson?
Man, does he look good tonight. He has got almost all the all-purpose yards tonight. He has had about every single yard that they've accounted for tonight. That was a quick screen there. Really good play call by Coach Harp. Not asking Jeff to do too much in these conditions, and it was a beautiful play, beautifully blocked by the receivers.
In this offense, you'll see a lot of screens. And there was one there, and that's why. That was a great play. Still getting the pass involved despite the rain with a quick screen pass there. Here comes Benson the Boot Ashley, seeing if he can get one in. Little low, but it makes it through the uprights. Oh, no, it does not.
That was a bad snap or maybe a bad hold here. Maybe get a replay on it. But I kind of talked about earlier with Benson and – well, we'll go and watch this real quick. Replay the touchdown.
Drayson Vogt, good blocks on the outside.
Really good job by Aiden Libert, the left tackle, to clear some room out there.
Libert and Perez out there on that left side.
But back to Benson earlier, it's a lot of times you see teams go for 2 here in situations like that. I'm not shocked that they did this, but it's good to test out the waters now and see what you can do. The safety kind of helps you out earlier. So you really want to go for 1 and make it a 2-score game. It sucks that we missed it, but having that 8 points up there spots it a lot.
As you mentioned, Mounties still up by 8 on Heritage's senior night. Bryson, I'd like to take a minute to touch on this, if you don't mind. If you'll see on the kickoff team for the Mounties, that is Cooper McIntosh sporting the number 11. How do you feel about that? I mean, that's baby boy out there.
Yeah, it's a big freshman call-up now for him. He's excited. This is probably a big moment for him, I'd imagine. He didn't talk too much about emotions. He's a pretty quiet kid, but being around him my whole life, I guess, I'm sure he's been looking forward to this.
You pick things up along the way?
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Things are getting a little chippy out there. Heritage takes it to about the 17. And here come the War Eagles. A bad snap turned into a safety last drive. Sure, they're looking to capitalize. Turn something into nothing here. Another bad snap. Number 1 gets it. Running right side. He's tracked down by number 26, Troy Chandler.
There's a flag on the play here.
You talk about another D lineman for the Mounties who's been a one-man wrecking crew. That's going to be Troy Chandler. He has had a great season to this point.
He recorded, I think, 5 sacks against Northside, maybe. Does that sound right?
Definitely in that ballpark. Yes, he has 7.5 on the season.
That's ridiculous numbers for 5 sacks in a game. That is almost video game-like, you would say.
And we're talking about the D tackle position.
Yes.
Through 9 games.
And I'm pretty sure he plays a little bit of middle linebacker too. He's he's a stud everywhere. You put him on defense. He has embraced Coach Williams' defensive philosophy, and all those guys talk so highly of him. He is. If they had a Coordinator of the Year award, I think he might be 3 or 4 times running.
Absolutely, Dale Williams. He's a big reason of this defense's success, and that comes from his ability to blitz, when to blitz, and how to blitz. He'll disguise it. He'll make you think nothing's coming. Next thing you know, here comes Cameron Cunningham. But as for now, that run goes nowhere.
Right now, it looks like Heritage is trying to figure out their snapping stuff. They kind of look a little slow off the ball. Once they get these snaps together and they get into the conditions, I look for them to maybe expand a little bit. But as of now, they're just trying to go piece by piece, one snap at a time.
Figuring things out on the offensive end.
We got a stoppage of play here. So if you got timeout Heritage here. 3rd and 12. They looked a little confused on there. It was probably a good timeout by Coach Munoz.
Get the Ducks in the row there. It's 3rd and 12 from the 16. They're down 8 with 6 minutes and 39 seconds to go. And we'll be right back after this ad.
The roof is the home's main defense against the elements, so services like upkeep, repairs, and upgrades are vital. David's Roofing is the only roofing contractor in Northwest Arkansas that has the prestigious Select.
And we're back after a insightful ad from Height Jackson and David's Roofing. It was a loss on the play, 4th down coming up for the War Eagles.
Really good stop by the Mountie interior. There's a host of Mounties there. I don't think you can pick out just one. Now we got LaShawn back returning this punt. If you're Mounties here, I'd send about everybody to try to block this thing. They've had a lot of bad snaps. See if you can make the score a little bit unreachable. They got rid of that thing quick.
They knew the heat was coming. Good bounce, but ends up out of bounds at about the 44.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, guesstimate.
So we saw Drayson get involved a lot early. You think you go back to it, or you think you try to get Jeff a little more involved? He kind of had a couple keepers this game that haven't really gone anywhere. Some missed assignments up front. So maybe they try to get him more involved or just keep going with what's working with Drayson.
Well, Voke has been a powerhouse if he's running the ball, if he's catching the ball on the screens. But I imagine we go more to the run here.
I agree. Going 5 wide again. This could be a Jeff keeper. Another screen.
Another screen to Cooper Daniel on that right side. Parker Nix, my apologies, number 16.
Was Cooper Daniel number 16 last year?
Yeah.
That sounds right.
We'll go with that. Parker Nix on the reception. He's 6'2", 175. He's a transfer from Bentonville West this season. He's been great for the Mounties so far.
You're going to love the modern air transfer portal, right, Mace?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people think it's killing the game. Well, I like Parker Nix on my team.
Yeah, me too, man.
Jack Harrell with a 5-yard carry. It's going to be 3rd and 1.
For the Mounties here, they might hand this thing to Jack or Jeff, try to stay ahead of the chains.
There it is. The option play, Jeff Regan. Look at those wheels. Left side, some more laundry. That's going to be a touchdown, though. Let's see if it gets called back.
We said Jeff's going to get going. There it is right there. Hopefully this can come back from holding. I have a bad feeling it might be.
Just a simple read option play. Jeff elects to keep it, and for good reason. He saw a nice hold there.
The Mounties are walking back. It looks like this might be holding.
And there it is.
A lot of laundry going on, some big plays for Mounties. We kind of need to clean that up. I don't think they need to hold to let Jeff spring free there. I'm sure Coach Harp is pounding that right now, and I'm sure Coach Bray will get on him in a second after we get off the field, a touchdown or whatever. But we got to stay disciplined in times like these.
discipline has been one of the biggest, weakest links for this Mountie offense. They've got caught up in flags in the past. Here's a run pass option there. Braxton Lindsay puts a kid into the dirt. He's bouncing around like a pinball, barrels ahead to the 20.
Man, does he look mad that he dropped his last pass right there?
He no short-term memory loss there.
No, he got about 10 yards that Heritage wished they had back after Braxton put 2 guys in the dirt.
That's an extra first down out of him. That is phenomenal. 21-yard play there.
Number 71 comes out of the game. I think helmet might have came off. Number 72 for Rogers subs in. Maybe for a play, I'm not sure.
Handoff to Jack Harrell up the middle. Great blocks.
And here comes number 71, Alan Perez, back into the game. I'm assuming his helmet popped off on the last play. I might look to see Jack get another one here. I would keep going until they stop it.
Yeah, it's been working this far. When the run's working with the running back, well, then you run the read option. That's bread and butter for Jeff. There we go, left side, the keeper. Good blocks on that left side by the wide receivers and company. That's going to be a Mountie touchdown.
It looks easy so far. We're kind of our worst enemy right now as far as penalties and holding calls on big plays. I don't think they've stopped a run play for at least the Jack for more than 5 yards after. So look to see that keep going. We're going to attempt another PAT here with Benson. Hopefully we get a better snap in exchange from the holder here.
It was a great play by that Mountie offense. Look at Jeff Regan out there conducting this big blue train, huh?
Yeah.
Nobody does it better than him.
He's so composed out there. He looks like he's done it for years of his life, and he's been playing quarterback for about a year.
Benson makes the adjustment. Much better kick, and the PAT is good.
He might have sent that one to the warehouse.
Yeah, that football is no longer in the stadium. Oh, never mind. We found it. Anyway, 15-0, Mounties take a first quarter lead.
Here comes the replay here of the touchdown. Really good pull by Jeff. Really good blocking by the receivers out there. Aiden Eikenberry really getting a good push off the line and manhandling a cornerback into the pylon.
You saw middle linebacker number 11. He bit hard on that handoff to Jack Harrell, followed him even after Jeff went by. That was a great fake by Jeff, really selling the option there. You can tell they've practiced that one before. Baby boy still out there for you, Bryson?
I don't think so.
No?
I don't know. It might not have been him. There might be 2 11s today with a lot of the freshmen. Their freshman season's over now, so they pulled up a lot of people.
Might have not been him after all, but getting word that number 11 is Jackson Ruth, outside linebacker. Cooper?
Your time's coming, buddy.
Your time's coming. Heritage Band getting into it. Number 20 returns the ball to the 19.
Parker Nix with a really good form tackle there. His name's been called a lot tonight.
Here comes some more laundry. Might have been a late hit on the Mounties. They came crashing in fast.
I'm not sure they're going to call here. I'm sure they don't know either. They're huddled up in the middle.
Yeah, it's taken a while. They saw something, but not quite sure what.
Yeah, me neither. Got to find out soon, though. A lot of good mustaches in that group, though.
Yeah, hey, I'm on the edge of my seat.
Yeah. Yeah, not sure where they're going with this one. All right, here we go.
Block in the back. That's going to be charged against Heritage. They're going to back up.
That's the last thing they need right now.
The weather elements, if they weren't hard enough, there comes a block in the back. But a personal foul after the play by the Mounties, those offset. They're going to get the ball at the 25. Another empty backfield look.
They're
Two tight
really
ends.
going power. Heritage is trying to get a push with this devastating Mountie front.
But won't get one.
And then you look, they have double H-backs and maybe an extra lineman out there. I'm not sure, only 2 receivers. The whole park knows what's going to happen. We know it's going to happen. They know it's going to happen. It's kind of just see who can stop them now. It's about 8-on-8 up there in the box. Only one safety for Rogers. That kind of bringing number 10, Parsons, down. Really almost number 5 as well. They're really selling out for the run here.
Not defending the pass in any way, and for good reason. They haven't gone to it in a while. Good containment on that outside by the Mounties. Number 5, Christian Flores with the tackle. Might I mention, former War Eagle.
Yeah, I was about to say he might be a little more fired up for this. He's been on the wrong side of this game for a couple of years now. He's hopefully about to get on the right side tonight.
A bit of homecoming in a sense for him. Makes a great play along with the Mounties.
I don't think anybody's played more games in Steel than he has. So this is not unfamiliar territory for him.
Subbing in what looks like 3 more linemen to come in as the H-back set.
Man, these guys just keep on coming. Third and 14, they're going straight power.
If they weren't committed to the run earlier, here they are now. Oh, but it was a fake. They're looking for the pass. Batted up into the air and ultimately hits the ground off the hands of number 19, LaShawn Gochet.
We mentioned earlier that the leading rusher for Heritage was Michael Hester. Looks like he's playing quarterback tonight, too. That didn't look like a very I've done this before pass, but he's adjusting in a tough game right now with the rain and the elements.
It was 3rd and 14. They brought out a couple extra linemen, 3 to be exact, on that play. Not a lot of receivers, just had to throw something up, and they got the best of them. Nesto with a bit of trickery on the front line.
It's a pretty good
punt.
punt.
That's a good punt considering what is going on out on the field right now. That's going to be at the 34.
Credit to Michael Hester for doing about everything tonight. Really good punter as well. He's Heritage's guy, it seems like. He's the do-it-all.
He's leading the way, and they're trying to stay in this thing. That first drive, Heritage did a pretty good job of limiting the damage on plays, whether it was self-inflicted by the Mounties or not. They're really looking to do that again. Get a big-time stop, keep this thing within 3 scores in the first quarter.
I think it's coming down more now than it was earlier. That shirt of Alan Perez is going to be a different color by the night with all this rain.
Keyston as well, the right tackle. He misses a block there. Doesn't matter. Jack Harrell on the left side gets to about the other 35 until he's pushed out of bounds. Great push up front.
I mean, the way it's looking right now, I think Jack Harrell might run for as many yards as he wants tonight until Heritage shows something, punches back on the run game. It's going to be a long night for the War Eagles. They need to strap down and make a push here.
It was a great rushing night last week against Harbor High School for the Mounties. Bit of a bad snap there. Cameron Cunningham in the backfield. They fake the handoff to him. Jeff Regan's going to do it himself for the first down. Number 17 on the tackle, and Cooper Daniel was in there just making sure that ball didn't come out. He got his hands on it before Jeff was even down.
Cam Cunningham in the backfield on the last play and this play as well. Good to see them use his athleticism on offense. He's a great corner, committed to Drake, and
D1 talent for sure.
D1.
Keeping the athleticism in the backfield, that's a good spot for him. Let's see what he can do with his first handoff of the game. That's going to be a 6-yard rush for Cameron.
Going to move the chains, it looks like. Really close spot, but I think they're going to give it to him.
You talked about Jack Harrell and the great job that he's doing tonight. We put in Cam Cunningham, Kevin, the running back. We got Blockberger as well. A couple of young guns back there. We're starting to take the load off Jack, getting him a Gatorade on the sideline.
Good for Jack. He earned it.
Left side, Aiden Liebert with a great block. Cameron Cunningham cuts it back in for a nice gain.
As good as an athlete as Cam Cunningham is, I like the way that Coach Harbison uses him. You can't let him take all these hits. He's your number one corner. He follows your best receiver, and he shuts him down night in and night out. It's good to let him get the ball sometimes and show how explosive he can be, but also not give him 20 carries like some guys do. And really keep it a balanced attack.
Jack Harrell back onto the field. Drayson Vo calls in a RPO quick slant. He's still on his feet, hasn't been brought down yet, and there are the whistles. Finally, at the number 2, great play.
Was a great play. Jeff threw it into a tight window there on the RPO. As efficient as we've been running the ball, I probably would have liked to see him hand that off. But great job by him squeezing it in there and moving the chains for a first down.
There's the handoff you're looking for. Jack Harrell met by a double team of War Eagles. He's stopped at the 1 yard line, just short.
That's going to be the end of the first quarter, it looks like.
We'll be back after the break.
The roof is the home's main defense against the elements, so services like upkeep, repairs, and upgrades are vital. David's Roofing is the only roofing contractor in Northwest Arkansas that has the prestigious Select Shingle Master rating from Certainty. With David's Roofing, your roof is in good hands.
Bryson, in that first quarter, we saw the Mounties run for 138 yards. In the run game, looking for one more to put 6 more points up on the board.
And you brought up Rogers, and now you see Heritage's is, I think, -15. Is that right?
Yes.
A lot of that's due to bad snaps and kind of them making some self-inflicted wounds on themselves. But for them, hopefully they bounce back and they have time in this quarter. They're down in the tent right now trying to figure stuff out. Hopefully Rogers can punch this in, and I'm sure Heritage is going to be ready to strike back in a second.
We have 4 guys with double-digit yards rushing. That is Jeff Regan, the running back, the quarterback, Jack Harrell, Cam, Drayson Vokes getting into it with those sweeps. We're looking good running the ball in this rain-heavy night.
Mason, I might be wrong, and we've mixed up some numbers tonight, but that looks like Nesto in the backfield.
Talk about a fridge.
Yeah.
Wow, the D lineman, I love to see it because he's big, but he's also athletic.
Coach Harv's been watching some Ole Miss play, and Ole Miss has a guy that does this.
5'11", 240, bobbled snap. Nesto comes up with it, I believe. Heritage got a hand on it, at least.
Yeah, Nesto might be heading back to the sideline after that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's his fault, but the big fella only gets one chance here.
Here comes Xander Burke in at running back.
Sucks to see the big man couldn't get rewarded with his touchdown. Hopefully they try that later in the game.
If you're wondering, is that a 14-year-old with a full arm sleeve tattoo? No, that's a fake tattoo. They had some fun before the game on the crosstown rival. Jeff Regan fakes the pass on the RPO, sneaks in to the end zone. That's going to be a touchdown for number 1. Rogers, third of the night.
This run game's been so efficient tonight for Rogers. In a little bit, we'll probably tally up how many yards per carry this is, but it's got to be about over 10.
They're looking good running the ball. We'll have to get with a stats guy on that.
We got a guy for that now.
Yeah, we do.
Big time.
Look at us.
Making our way up.
Benson with his third try on the night.
While Benson's kicking this field goal, we could maybe acknowledge where Coach Hookfin and Mr. Regan are at tonight. We were trying to fill those big shoes tonight. Coach Hookfin on vacation? Is that what it is? Or
I didn't quite catch that.
I'm not sure of that either.
I was fortunate enough to meet with him if you caught the RHS Game Day show before the game. He was our special guest, and it's always good talking to him. The things he does are phenomenal for the school, but we're going to cut to a replay here on that last play. Fakes the pass, fakes out number 11 again. He's doing a great job. Jeff is kind of doing some acting out there on the football field.
Absolutely.
He's got the feet of a dancer and the acting of Sylvester Stallone.
Yep. That might be your way a second ago telling me I need to go watch College Game Day, so I'll go back and watch it tonight.
Hey, every little view helps, you know.
Y'all do a great job with that, and it's the biggest testament to Mr. Land. He sets his whole entire thing up, and he makes a couple of 18-year-old kids in down look really good and better than they probably should be.
Well, easy now. You know, the faces sell themselves, too.
That's me too. Everybody's included.
My mother always told me I had the face for radio, So I took it to broadcasting. Proving the haters wrong. I'll quit being an idiot. Here comes Benson Ashley for the kickoff.
We have fun in the booth.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Mr. Hoopin, if you're watching, I hope I'm making you proud. Let's just say that. Benson with the kickoff, and it's a good one despite the rain. That's going to clear the back of the end zone.
I can't wait to see where he goes for college.
He is a stud.
Yeah,
He's got a boot on him.
He's in the rain. He just kicked that thing through the back of the end zone. I think the wind probably blowing against him right now, actually. So against the wind, really good kick through the end zone.
He's a stud, for sure.
You have a max field goal on him?
It's 60 plus. Okay. No joke.
I believe it. He's got a boot.
He's a tall kid, too. He's at least 6'2".
Really lengthy kid. Pretty good basketball player. Played against him a few times. He's quite shifty. Good lefty.
He gets to the basket with ease, I guess you could say.
Have a good broadcast as a cross-sport matchup like we are doing now.
Got to keep the people informed. It was a short yard gain for the War Eagles. About a gain of 2 on that run play. Heritage really struggling to find anything to work so far in this one offensively. Takes the pass to the opposite side, but nobody has fooled Hunter Dickey.
That kid's going to be a stud. I don't know what class he is.
I believe
maybe help me
he's
out
a
with that.
junior. I believe he's a junior.
He's poised for a big senior year next year. Coach Hobby's going to get him rolling, and he's already rolling. He's going to get him to be a stud. 6-yard loss on that play.
By the 6'1", 190 linebacker, Hunter Dickey. Crowded backfield for the War Eagles, and whistles are blown.
Got a timeout for Heritage here.
Heritage down to 1 timeout, trying to get back on their feet. We'll be back after this.
The roof is the home's main defense against the elements, so services like upkeep, repairs, and upgrades are vital. David's Roofing is the only roofing contractor in Northwest Arkansas that has the prestigious Select Shingle Master rating from Certainty. With David's Roofing, your roof is in good hands.
Heritage comes back out after a timeout with another 3rd and long. They're struggling to get anything rolling offensively. They're still in the negative on offensive yards.
They're really keeping the Mounties compacted here. They got H-back and a running back here. See if they go to on this 3rd down.
Braxton with a mean hit on the quarterback. Coach Williams knows when to bring the blitz. Definitely in a 3rd and long scenario.
I'm going to
Christian
say
Flores with the breakup. He's celebrating.
He's making sure they knew, and I think he might got a little lucky there with maybe a pass interference. They might have deemed the ball uncatchable, so that may be why they didn't throw it. But really glad that he didn't get penalized either. I'm sure that Coach Hard would not enjoy a excessive celebration penalty.
He's doing what he does, and that comes with a lot of personality. Christian has had a great year at that safety position. He's long, he's quick. A short punt. Bit of a spinner. LaShawn finds it, crosses midfield. He's met by number 17 for the War Eagles.
Mounties going to be working with a really good field position here. You kind of see they've been kind of living across the 50 all night, and it certainly helps when your defense is playing as good as they are right now.
They're doing a great job. They're bringing the heat when they need to, containing the outside very well, and getting home to that quarterback. Despite the extra blocking, there is that rain for you. That looks like TV static almost.
It does, and We've been hammering the rain all night. I'm sure you guys know it's raining.
If you couldn't tell,
You couldn't tell.
it is. Jeff Regan sends Jack Harrell in motion. Number 3, the high safety, to follow him. He's going to air it out to Braxton. He took the gloves off. He learned from his mistake, and there's a touchdown for big old number 14.
He didn't drop that one.
No, you talk about D1 talent. Oh, there it is. Right up there with Drayson Voke. He catches a 40-yard touchdown pass. Very nice.
Amazing play call by Coach Harvey. We've been pounding the ball on first down all night. I don't think we passed the ball on first down all game, actually. And they come out. They bid on the play action. Braxton goes right over the top. Safety kind of came down, lost his assignment. Really, really good play call by Coach Harb.
On the play action you mentioned, they motioned Jack Harrell out of the backfield. That took the high safety with them. There was only one because they were defending the run, as you said. That leaves a lot of open space for Braxton Lindsey. He caught the ball and hit pay dirt. Benson Ashley with a great kick through the uprights. And that is going to make it 29-0 for the Mounties.
Right now, if you're a Heritage fan, we'll go ahead and show the replay first and get to that.
There's Jack Harrell. Motioning to the right, clears up the field for Braxton. That was one play, 8 seconds, and 41 yards.
And we talked on a second ago, they kind of used that motion out, quick hitter screen, let Jack Harrell's a lead blocker. That time they motion him out, and they go over the top. Coach Harb's got so many wrinkles in his playbook, and he likes to bring them out, especially in the big game like this, big rival game across town.
It means a lot. It means a lot to these guys out here being able to whip up on their crosstown rival, as you mentioned. And that's one way to do it for sure.
And if you're Heritage here, you're looking for a sign of life. You've kind of been knocked down a little bit. You don't want this thing to escalate any further. The last thing you want is a bad snap, touchdown, or a quick turnover. Just try to get a first down first, keep it small, one goal at a time, and then try to get some positive yards.
It's a game of inches.
Absolutely.
They're looking to just progress forward. I've really liked what you said about one play at a time. They're not going to get 35 points in one play.
Absolutely, man. It's very well said.
Going to have to take it slow. The kickoff by Ashley. They're going to let that thing go through the back of the end zone again. The Mount and the War Eagles will take it at the 20.
How long until you think the high school and college might implement the NFL kickoff rule?
I'm going to tell you this as honestly as I can. Hopefully never.
Yep.
And I'm tired of seeing it in the NFL too. I'm not going to get too aggressive
I don't
here.
like how much color's on my screen during NFL games.
Yeah.
They're trying to explain stuff that's above my level of watching. I just like seeing touchdowns.
I want to give a special shout out to the high school level for not falling into AWS stats.
Yep.
Just letting the game happen. Full backfield for the War Eagles. It's a play action pass. Number 1 catches it. He's been playing quarterback. They bring in number 13 for that play, trying to get the ball to their best athlete's hands in open space, and that's exactly what they did there, getting some positive yards and a first down.
I really like that play call by Coach Munoz. He does a fake toss, slip screen out to the right side. Really good way to kind of halt the Mounties pass rush. Who've been in the backfield all night. They really slow them down. Now as a Mountie defensive lineman, you got to be thinking, I saw the screen now, so now that kind of changes. There it is right there.
Hunter Dickey, little jumpy off that outside.
Right to the point where I was trying to get to. They're having to think a little bit more. You saw Hunter Dickey. He's been in the backfield all night long.
He was trying to get back to that spot. He was jumping a little too quickly. First and 5 for the War Eagles. It's going to be a handoff to number 1, previously playing quarterback.
This play wasn't the best, but they're kind of Heritage kind of showing a little bit of fight. They're punching back a little bit. Really good job by the Heritage coaching staff. Tell them to slow down. We're going to go play by play here. You can't get it all back, like you said earlier. And they look to be doing that now. We got 2nd and 4 now for the War Eagles.
2nd and 4 on the play. War Eagles, single back look with the H-back on the left side. Still trying to get him to jump. Calls the audible. It's a handoff, 2 pulling outside pieces, the H-back and the guard, and they're going to end up getting another first down on this drive. You mentioned the War Eagles showing a little bit of fight. Here they are.
They're giving us a game this spot they're in now. You got 8 minutes left almost about 8 minutes left in the second quarter. You give Rogers the ball back, you make this a 30-point game. You kind of start adjusting. You want to go into half with momentum and show that you're in this game. And making this a 30-some point game is not the way to do that.
Handoff to the right side. A few more pulling guards. That's another serviceable gain for the War Eagles.
Not quite a chain mover, I don't think, but very, very close. Actually,
there
chain
they go.
mover.
Christian Flores with the tackle. Couldn't quite get to him before getting the first down, however.
Heritage putting together a really good drive. First time cross the 50-yard line for them. See if they can keep going.
We talked about one play at a time. They're starting to string these together a little bit.
Got a lot of smoke on the field right now.
Yeah, I believe there's another cannon that went off.
Yeah, it kind of stopped me in my tracks earlier. Heritage uses the jet motion as they use the receiver, the jet motion, get the inside handoff. It takes part of the box and chips it there. Whole lot of smoke on the field.
That motion is blown up after a gain of 5 by number 8, Marcus Mounts. He's a 4-year veteran, and for me, a lifelong best friend.
Marcus, good dude.
Shout out to Marcus. Oh, and they get Kyrie, number 50, on the jump. He's hitting his own helmet. He knows that he messed up. He was trying to get in that backfield. But that's going to be another first down for the War Eagles here.
When you jump off sides for Coach Javi, you go see Coach Javi.
Yeah, you're about to go get an earful.
Yeah, that's happened twice this drive. They're kind of just subbing people in and out. People jumped off sides.
We talked about that brotherhood that Coach Javi instills with his guys. Well, with that comes a little bit of brotherly love.
Yeah.
Makes a mistake there. Kyrie knows what he's done. He's a good player. He'll come back out and make the adjustment here shortly. But as for the War Eagles offense, there's a jet touch pass met by Troy Chandler and many others for a loss of 2.
What Coach Munoz is probably trying to do, they've done a lot of fake jet motion dives up the middle and zones up the middle, a lot of zone blocking schemes tonight. They tried to go with the jet motion that time, and it was really good job by, I believe that was Nesto, staying home, keeping contained, not falling for the fake handoff this time.
Nesto doing his job, led Troy Chandler be able to come down from that middle linebacker position. Here comes the blitz. Cameron Cunningham couldn't quite haul it in. Christian Flores with a handstand. Very nice.
That's been blown up this week with I think Amon-Ra St. Brown did it, and Incarnate. Sorry to bring back bad memories of the Packers fan here, but.
You just had to, didn't you?
Yeah, I didn't even mean to do that.
But still, a cool celebration by Christian there. The quarterback got lit up on that play. Coach Williams brought the blitz on 2nd and long. He had time to pass until he didn't.
That's what we talk about Coach Williams. It's almost like he's in the headset of other teams' play calling. They haven't passed the ball very much this drive, and somehow he knew they're going to do it. He sent a really good blitz and blew up the quarterback.
H-back leaks out. That is a fumble on the play. Hunter Dickey comes up with it. Called it an incomplete pass.
I think
still riled up regardless.
I think his arm was going for it. It's a good call by the referee. It looked like he kind of lost the ball. He's kind of rotating his hands to make a pass. It looked like a quick screen to the left side.
Troy Chandler can't believe it. He is flabbergasted down there.
They did have some fun with the arm sleeve tattoos.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't see that part of it.
A little bit of flash. It's 4th and 12 now. Heritage is going to elect to keep the offense out there. Second quarterback still at the helm, number 13.
They're going shotgun, a little bit of tight formation here.
5-man blitz. Have enough people to block. He has time. Airs it out deep. Number 3. Got to have that one right in between the hands. Christian Flores trailing about a step behind. Heritage wishing they could have that one back.
That was Myers, the intended receiver. I'm going to say really, really good ball by the quarterback. That might be the best ball we've seen all night. He did his job, 5-step drop. 3 or 5, I can't really tell what it was. Really good post there. Beat the coverage, and you don't really see that much of the Mounties. Back end's been really good all year. Just can't come up with it on 4th down.
Being able to block a 5-man Mountie blitz that's disguised is nothing easy to do. They did it long enough to be able to get a deep pass off. That was great blocking altogether. Set up a nice pocket, stepped up, made a great throw, as you mentioned. but couldn't come down with it in the end. Jack Harrell right up the gun. That's going to be, he barrels ahead for 14 yards.
My favorite thing about Jack Harrell is he gets north and south. He's not going nothing flashy. You might see a juke every once in a while, but all he cares about is getting as many yards as he possibly can.
And with that north and south style of running comes a lot of yards after contact. He is definitely one of the best I've seen. And after he gets hit, doesn't get touched there until about the 40. But he'll turn a loss of 2 into a gain of 2, 3, 1, whatever. He does a great job of turning the legs.
Jack's not the tallest dude ever, and he's going to go low. So you better go lower if you're going to bring down Jack. You try to tackle him high, he's going to go right through you.
He uses it to his advantage, but as for now, Cam Cunningham checks into the backfield. He'll get a handoff right side. Great blocking on the edge. Clears out. He's at the 10-5 pylon touchdown. Cameron Cunningham with a great rushing attack.
Someone who loves to go east and west is Cam Cunningham. They're kind of complete different backs, which is perfect. It's a good change of pace. Jagger's a little different, too, in the way he runs, but it's perfect for them to play off each other in the way. Jackson get downhill, north and south. Cam Cunningham's not scared to go east and west. He'll make the big play, and that was a big play right there.
It showed right there. That is for sure. Great play and great blocking on that right side by the Mounties. 35-0. Benson Ashley with the attempt to tack on one more.
Besides that one missed extra point earlier, do you know if Benson missed a PAT all year?
You know, everybody has their day.
Yeah.
You know, you miss once or twice,
yeah.
But it hasn't been often for him.
Exactly. Everybody get the replay here, that last touchdown.
This
really
is the
good
fourth
pull.
Play of the drive right here. Good pull, given, as you mentioned, giving the ball to Cameron Cunningham, the athlete, letting him do what he does, make plays.
Really good job by Coach Bray there with double lineman pull, both from the left side. You get a lot of bodies, a lot of athletic linemen that Roger has in the open field to get to that second level and allow Cam to stretch it out the rest of the way.
You touched on athletic linemen, and I just want to take a minute to highlight how well this offensive line for Rogers has fought this season. They've been playing up to competition. They've been playing hard. They started the season. I talked about this on the Game Day show for those of you that have tuned in.
Yeah, go tune into that.
They've played up to competition, and they've played a lot of big defensive fronts and really stood their ground. If it's running the ball or creating a pocket for Jeff, not letting him get swarmed up, that kickoff goes out of bounds by Benson Ashley, and the flag is thrown. But what I was saying is, great job by Coach Bray and company coaching up this offensive line and having them play up to competition.
Another flag, it looks like.
It was on the kickoff.
Perfect.
Went out of bounds.
So now we have about 5 minutes and 45 seconds left. We talked about a little bit last drive about how important it is for Heritage to get momentum going into the half. This is maybe the last chance they have to do that. Possibly depends how the game plays out, but you really want to get momentum going into half, so it gives you a bit of fight. You don't want that halftime locker room speech to be a complete negative. So we'll see if they do here.
Braden Carroll airs it out again on the screenplay. He's the sophomore quarterback, number 13, but cannot be hauled in.
Heritage trying to spread the ball a little bit the screen there. They've aired it out the last two plays they've ran. They're not going to give up on the run game, but they got to make up 36 points somehow. Maybe hope to get it in some chunks here.
It's going to be hard to do that with the run, especially with this defensive front that the Mounties have. And a great play by Hunter making that first contact, met by Nesto soon after.
Boy, the Mounties going to miss Nesto next year.
Oh, my goodness, are they? Nesto, another former War Eagle, taking some of the best pieces that they have to offer, plugging them in on our team right across town. I love it.
Absolutely exciting stuff that Nesto brings, and he has brought for the last 3 years, and it's a joy to watch him play. I hope he goes to the next level and plays. If that's completely up to him, if he does it, but I'll be really excited.
Sends the H-back in motion. It's a screen play.
Good recognition there by number 30 to get in the lane. Almost could have a pick there. I think he wished he had it, but he's make sure that he's giving the seatbelt just to make sure they knew.
He's got the neck roll on. It's 4th and 10 here. Looks like Heritage is going to elect to punt it with 5 minutes before half.
You got LaShawn back deep. There's a lot of room to play with on that left side of the field. I'd imagine they try to punt it away from him here.
Right to him.
Or
good bounce again by the Heritage punter. He heads to that right side like you were talking about, Bryson. A lot of room over there. Going east and west. There's a flag. Ends up going out of bounds at the 34.
I didn't bring my glasses today, Mace, but it might look like a face mask there maybe. What do you think?
We got a face mask. Flag on the play.
It's a long way over. This crew has not been shy to throw as many yellow pieces on the field as they can.
There has been some laundry. And you got to understand this is going to be a chippy game. Crosstown teams duking it out.
Absolutely.
Fight for who runs Rogers. It's going to be chippy. There's going to be some stuff from time to time, but they've called just about all of it. Face mask. That's good. Advance the ball for the Mounties to about the 50.
Mounties did a really good job of not wasting too much time on defense. Heritage had the ball for less than a minute there. So hopefully they can strike early and see if we can put up more before half.
That's the goal. And I wouldn't be surprised if we actually chew some clock here, take this thing into half, up 5 possessions. A helmet comes off. That's number 70. Sonny Sanchez. His helmet comes off. He'll head to the sideline, make sure he's all right.
I like that name, Sonny Sanchez.
It's a good one. 2nd and short for the Mounties. Do you think we take a shot here, Bryson?
I hope we take a shot. I think they've been kind of stacking the box right now. It kind of might catch them off guard a little bit.
QB power left side.
Jagger
Thought we were going to
Blockberger.
pass. Jagger Blockberger checks in. He's a freshman, number 3, with the loss of a few.
Do we have an update on Jeff? Is that he looks to be good? He's next to the coach. They might just letting Jagger get some reps with the first team.
Letting the young guys come in.
Really good for him to get this experience. He gets to lead the linemen and lead the team as a freshman.
Jagger has 13 rushing attempts on the season coming into this game. He'll tack another rushing attempt into that column.
This is invaluable experience for Jagger. He gets as much experience as he gets against this Heritage team can carry on the next year and the next. And they have really high expectations for him, and he's got a couple of years. Well, he's got 3 more years after this. Jeff's coming back next year. So it's good to get him as many reps now so he can be ready if he wants to play his junior or senior year.
On that last carry, that was Kevin Monroy, the junior. Bad snap. Jagger finally recovers it as it bobbles on the ground. He makes what looked like was about to be a loss of 7, takes it back to the line.
And back to what you said, Jagger, almost Jagger's best play last year when he played at Elmwood. I watched a lot of Jagger play. He played with my brother. Sometimes the best play for Jagger is the busted play. He makes a lot happen at a time where it looks like it's not going to be very good for him. He has a super cool element to extend plays and make the most of every single yard.
I think a reason why he's so good at extending plays is because he's so physical, but also shifty. He can beat you with speed or size. He airs it out to a wide open number 6, Cooper Daniel. He'll take it for a 40-yard touchdown reception. That's got to feel good for Jagger, the young gun.
It's a really, really nice ball by Jagger right across the middle, kind of similar to what Braxton ran earlier.
His 4th passing attempt of the season and his first completion is a 40-yard touchdown pass.
Beautiful.
Welcome to the league. Welcome to the 7A.
Yeah.
Attaboy. Good pass.
Doing this in a conference game, a crosstown rival game, like I said earlier, invaluable experience for him.
And he's still out there for the field goal unit. I love it.
This guy can do it all.
He's blocking that edge. There he is, lowers his shoulder as the PAT is good.
As Coach Blockberger, he's got to be a proud dad right now.
That drive went for 6 plays. It took 1 minute and 49 seconds. And that was 50 yards of offense. They got out and going quick, Bryson.
Yeah.
You said they would.
They didn't look to chew any time right there and gives them a chance for them to score again maybe before half. They get a stop. Here's his last touchdown play.
You know what, Bryson? Let's take another look at it. Jagger, play action. Looks like he made one read there. He knew who was going to be open, and that was his best bud, number 6, Cooper Daniel.
Really good job by
play.
Drayson taking the corner and the safety with the little bit of a seam right.
$43-0 with 3 minutes to go here in the first half.
The Mounties have 390 yards of offense so far. Super impressive numbers by them. They're putting up it's like a track meet right now.
To start off, it was a lot of ground and pound, but now they all kind of understand, hey.
Rogers has 18 first downs, 215 yards rushing, and 175 yards passing, and only 1 incompletion so far. They're doing a great job staying super efficient with the conditions tonight. Really good game plan by Coach Harb. He checked the forecast on Monday. He knew it was going to be a little bit of a rain game, and they're not sloppy. They're playing very well.
And it looks like in these past few drives, we looked a lot more disciplined despite putting in some younger guys. It's really good to see making that adjustment in game, not waiting until the next one, because we have seen penalties be a huge factor for this offense.
And Benson got a chance to send this thing as far as he possibly could.
And he took it.
He took it. Great job by Benson Ashley after the penalty on the extra point. We kind of talked about them. This is almost like a tune-up game. It's still 43-0, a lot of ball game left, not quite halftime. But next week's a big week. They have, I think the Mounties poised making a playoff run soon. And this is about the last chance they have to clean some things up. They get to probably finish all their installation with the game. They've done a great job all year with offense, and it's their last chance to kind of install whatever they want going into the playoffs, and they can try some new things out and see who's going to be a key contributor to them down the stretch.
Talk about trying new things out. Let's not forget in the first quarter we had a left tackle screen to Aiden Libbert in the red zone.
And that could be something that they're kind of putting on film. There's a lot of people who are going to be playing Rogers in a few weeks watching that play, and that's an extra thing they have to prepare for down the stretch. Also, they brought in Nesto at running back. That's a different wrinkle. Coach Harb loves to have fun. He likes to get as many people involved as possible. You really love to see that, and as much stuff you can put on film, it gives a lot for these defense coordinators to have to count for.
Braden Carroll back in shotgun, the motion, but they hand it off, and that's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Great play. Tackle by Zeke Parsons.
They're kind of being pretty conservative here on offense. I would not be surprised they took this to the 2-minute warning here. Correction, there's no 2-minute warning in high school. Just learned my first knowledge of high school football. I've only done it for 5 years.
Yeah, you've only been here your whole life. Screen pass to the left side gets eaten up by number 8, Marcus Mounts.
Good to see A.J. Francisco make a name for himself at a different position. He played a lot of quarterback the last couple of years of his life. Kind of been prepping him for that. He got a pretty good chance in the fall to win that job. Jeff ended up doing it. Great job by him by keeping his head down, keep working, and poise himself for a different spot, and he's playing a really good safety the last few games. He's
at a middle linebacker right now. He's doing a great job forcing the 4th down on that last play. Him and number 49, Cohen Chalmers. Those are two guys that you can plug in, plug out, make sure that they stay ready to go, stay fresh. Great play by them. LaShawn lets it go. Heritage with another solid punt. Not quite what they were looking for, down 43.
I'd imagine Rogers will probably try to see if they can do it in 57 seconds here. the mercy rule has taken into effect where they will have a running clock in the second half. Looking like a different unit here. I see number 3, Jagger Blockberger, back in the backfield. Drayson Vogt coming out of the game, putting in number 16. This looks like a whole second group to me.
Nathan Herman at wideout, still a big target. Whole new offensive unit. Jagger with the keeper despite the fake.
We talk a lot of times about zone reads like that. That looked like a straight up just like G counter. I don't think he had a read key there. Really good job by Jagger making everything he could out of that. They don't look like in too much of a hurry. They might be trying to take this thing to half. But you never know. Coach Harvey likes to play mind games. He likes to spread the ball out in times you don't think he's going to.
Another handoff. Kevin Monroy up the middle. Ball comes out before he's down. That's going to be recovered by Heritage. Big stop with just a few seconds to go here in this one. 18.
Monroy's getting his first taste of the elements tonight. It's really hard, and you really got to preach the importance of ball security. And I know the game's 43-0, and it's still raining, and hopefully the next game won't rain. But you don't know in the playoffs as November goes on, and if you're lucky enough to make it to December, these elements are going to be up and down. It's going to be cold. It's going to be rainy. This is his first real taste of it, and him being an 11th grader and not getting too much action in times past, this is a really good learning moment for him.
A good learning moment, and one that he won't forget heading into the playoffs where, great move, dip and dive by Hunter Dickey. Tipped up into the air. Zeke Parsons can't come down with it. Diving play at an attempt to catch it by A.J. Francisco. Zeke can't believe himself. Head hanging down. Keep your head up, big fella.
A lot of game left for Zeke.
Yeah, you've made a lot of good plays.
They did a really good job containing that. The receiver even the receiver caught that. There's about 4 to 6 Mounties in that area right there. Really good job being around the ball.
We talked about Hunter Dickey being a game wrecker. He had 3 guys blocking him last play.
Zeke Parsons making up for it, landing the hit and helping the guy up. Great sportsmanship.
Showing grit and character, 2 things that you will commonly see on a Coach Harbison-led team.
Very well, very good connected group always.
Still can't believe that he dropped the pick, however.
Yeah, he's not really getting over this one very fast.
On to the next play.
Great play by him, though, blowing up the screen. Really good recognition to see the lineman kind of leaking out and the running back leaking out as well to blow that up.
Mounties force another 3rd and long here.
3rd and 10, you almost want to see Braxton pin his ears back here and get after the quarterback.
Fakes the handoff. Number 13 gets into the backfield. That's the young gun, A.J. Francisco. We're heading into half. Another cannon goes off.
That cannon's the real deal out there.
Yeah, and they're proud of it. We'll be back for the second half.
So when it's in, we can jiggle it as much as we want.
Coming back for a second half here at David Gates Stadium, both student sections have cleared out. People have seen enough. They're gone. It's 43-0. Bryson?
Yeah, we'll get to the stats in a second. Look at the rain coming down now. Both sides are kind of cleared out. They're not expecting much football. Most people here are in the booth like us, but we're ready for more football. Other people might not be, but we're here.
They're going to give it to us.
And we're not going anywhere. We're going to get to Jack Harrell right now. He had 9 carries for 87 yards and a touchdown in the first half. Any math wizards at home would say it's 9.6 yards a carry. Would you agree to that?
Yeah, I mean, I made that calculation pretty quick.
Yeah.
Bryson, you seem to have as well.
Yeah.
That's pretty quick thinking.
Been working pretty hard there. 3 for 50 for Cam Cunningham. We've been running the ball at almost over 10 yards a carry as a team. Jeff Regan has a lot factored in that too, with 6 carries, 40 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Whole lot of love going around tonight for the Rodgers.
A lot of mouths to feed, and we are feeding them. There's no doubt about that. It's a buffet line here in the trenches offensively for the Mounties. We're doing a great job getting a lot of different athletes involved, some young guns, some experienced guys, getting them with the ball in their hand on the handoff. Great stuff. Keeping it simple, not overcomplicating it, knowing that you're a good team, you got a good offense, you got a strong line in front of you blocking for you against a kind of undersized Heritage defense.
Yeah, and we'll transition a little bit more in the second half now. A lot of times early in the year, you want to see your second half starting offense come out and just get the first couple plays out of the way, show the second half script, get them used to that. Now we're 10 games in. I don't think they need to do that. I would imagine they'll probably go straight to the second teamers on offense and defense. Not sure what Coach Hart wants to do. Our mics aren't connected to theirs, but it'd be good to see them maybe get some second team offense involved, or maybe keep the first team out there for another drive and see if they can punch one home and run the first couple scripted plays that Coach Hart really likes to do early.
Heritage will receive the kickoff to start off the game. They're going to get a chance to put some points up on the board to start the second half. And in the second half, it's going to be a running clock due to the mercy rule situation of 35 points or more. So that clock isn't going to stop, and it's going to be a quick second half.
Second team kickoff out there right now. We were just informed. Number 91.
The kicker leaving the boot on the sideline. Here comes Juan Chaparro. Person Cruz with the kick. My apologies.
Starting at midfield for reasons that we do not know. But there might have been a penalty right before the half that they're carrying over to now. That's kind of what I'm going to assume. But underway we are.
Good kick from the 50 for Juan, getting it out of the back of the end zone there. He was scooted up a bit, but that's good to see. Benson can't kick forever. It's good to see a younger guy get a kickoff in him. Still keeping the first team defense out there, however. Looking to make a statement by getting another stop to start off this second half.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
Right now it looks like we have 4 down linemen, 3 down linemen, I think, 2 linebackers in the box, and we're going to see how Heritage attacks this Rodgers defense coming out of half.
I imagine being down 43, we aren't going to see a handoff, but there is one for what looks to be a gain of nothing. Maybe 1 gets back to the line, maybe a better push. But in the first half, the War Eagles had 17 rushes for -6 yards.
If you're Heritage coach, how would you talk in the halftime speech? What approach would you take there?
I would say, boys, listen, for some of you, this is your last half of football you're ever going to play. We're down 43. It's a running clock. Stadium, empty. Nobody's here anymore. This is for the love of the game. This is for pride. Then I'd probably slap him on the butt, hand him a Gatorade, and tell him, hey, we're going to pull the guards and at least get a gain of 1 there. Nope, loss of 1. What do you know? 3rd and long again for the War Eagles. They've really been struggling running the ball tonight. I talked about how they can run the ball up the guards. Well, that's hard to do whenever you're met by Nesto, Hunter Dickey, Troy Chandler, right up the gun. That's a difficult thing to accomplish.
As you touched on, this will be the last half of football this War Eagles will play. A lot of seniors have put multiple years in this. It's a sad but transition of life that everybody has to make, and they're playing for the love of the game, like you said, right now.
Steps up in the pocket. Very nice. We had the same idea. He's going to run for the first down, eventually tracked down by Zeke Parsons.
Me and you like to say that good quarterbacks do what?
Step up in the pocket.
Oh, yeah.
Got to be able to. 5 steps back, well, pocket's collapsing. What are you going to do next, Bryson?
Step up in the pocket.
Yep. That's what they do. Zeke Parsons getting in there like a spider monkey, hanging on for dear life and tracking down Braden on the keeper.
Number 13 did a really good job of not flushing out. You have these defensive ends firing off 3rd and long like that. Their ears are pinned back trying to get after the quarterback. Did a really good job not flourishing back but stepping up in the pocket instead. Zeke Parsons drops a 2nd pick of the night. He might not be over this one for a while.
Yeah, he's going to be remembering these defensive mishaps, and they're not really mishaps. I mean, that's nothing catastrophic, but being able to haul one of those in against the War Eagles is a lot for a Mountie to accomplish.
Yeah, and he's hopefully we'll see him not beat himself up over it as like he did in the first half. He dropped a pick, and these are good plays. He's around the ball. He's flushing toward the ball. Just can't get hands on it. A little slippery tonight, as we mentioned.
Number 3, Myers in motion. They'll hand it off to number 1, 47 on the tackle for the Mounties.
Number 1, he does not go down easy. He's a senior, and will be his. I'm not sure if he's going anywhere, but could be his last. It will be his last half of high school football, and he's fighting hard out there, not going down. It's taken 2 or 3 Mounties to get him anywhere close to the ground.
You mentioned this is a very versatile kid. He's listed here as a wide receiver and defensive back. He started the game at quarterback. He punted the ball.
He's the team's leading rusher.
Team's leading rusher.
Playing running back right now.
He does it all.
This kid's a stud.
They're going to be missing him. Drops back, Braden, plenty of time. Trying to find number 3, and it's through the hands again.
Number 3 did a really good job there, kind of
Myers.
selling a post corner there. He's a really good route runner. He broke free last time in the end zone. They ended up dropping a touchdown on 4th down. This kid's a really crafty route runner. Night's not rain. I really think he has 2 really big catches for the War Eagles tonight. Unfortunately, it's a little harder out there than normal nights. A lot of more concentration, a little more stuff that plays a little more into it, and he couldn't bring that one in.
This secondary for the Mounties has increased drastically compared to last season. And that's with personal developments. A good punt there. LaShawn, a corner, finds it. Hunter Dickey with a block in the back. They're going to call that all day. But what I was saying is Heritage, they found a way to get open against a pretty solid defensive back room for the Mounties. They're getting open, but again, the conditions, the rain, it's hard to catch.
Absolutely.
And they are feeling the heat right now.
Hunter Dickey's got a serious motor on him. And when it comes to serious motor, it takes a lot of discipline to know when not to get penalized for stuff like that. And that block right there was something that you don't have to do. And he's had a neutral zone infraction already. If these coaches, and they will over the next course this year, and maybe down the stretch this year, can they tame him? Can they control his emotions and how hard he plays and turn it into all positive stuff like that? That's something they're probably going to look forward to doing throughout the offseason because he is a stud. He's a great player. He fires off the ball. He's got really good bend around the outside as an edge rusher. He's super talented.
6'1", 190. Neck roll wearing beast.
I know you love your neck roll players.
He's a junior this year, so he's going to be able to kind of control some of that emotion, some of that fire through the rest of this year into the playoffs and a whole nother year coming up for him next year. A very talented 2026 class for the Mounties, and they got it. I mean, obviously, we're in a crucial part of this season, but if you want to look a little down the line, they're in solid hands next season.
Absolutely. And this is me and Mason's advice to the game. I didn't really include him in this earlier. If you want to get on me and Mason's fun side and lovable side, get a neck roll. Get a neck roll. That is, especially as a defensive end or linebacker, just get a neck roll. You're going to look 10 times better.
Showing some grit. Speaking of grit, Kevin Monroy with the rush, but more impressively, that front line. We got some second and third string guys in there, but they got a nice solid push on that Heritage D-line. Kevin Monroy was running through contact. Very good play to see out of these second stringers. It's going to be 3rd and short.
It's good to see Jagger Blockberger out here. They did go with the second-team offense. And
Gets the snap, elects to keep it, stopped at the line. That's going to force a 4th down. Loss of 1.
I like Heritage's helmet. They call it decoys or
Decal?
decal. You got it. Yep. I really like their. I think it's like American Eagle. Really cool. I'm sure that's something to do with Veterans Day coming up. Niners are going for it on 4th and 1 right here.
Looks like Heritage is bringing the blitz. They brought it a little too early.
Look at Jagger doing some green 19 hard count right there.
That was number 8 who jumped.
Really good job by the second-team offense staying disciplined there or the Rogers offense staying disciplined as they do hard count. This is the second stringer. They haven't had this much in-game experience, and them not jumping on the hard count right there is really good job by them.
Who did jump, however, was number 8, Will Stone, on the play. And to your credit, that was a great play by Jagger, being able to get stay out on the field after reaching 4th down.
And what you look for in especially a freshman quarterback, but a first-time quarterback in this level playing I think probably his first experience as a quarterback. He's probably played a little bit this year, but it's a different atmosphere being the 7A. But you want to see him take over the game. You want to see him be vocal, and him doing that hard count is a really good way to show it.
He's played a little bit at quarterback this season, but before this game, he only had 3 passing attempts. That's Kevin Monroy with a very nice run there, right up the middle. We saw him fumble earlier. Good to see him have some very productive runs for the Mounties. He'll head to the sideline, however, and number 21.
Really good methodical drive so far by the Mounties. Really slow, but the clock's running. They've had about 7 minutes run off the clock so far in this quarter. They're being really good sports by not just airing it out and trying to run it up, but also still getting these second-team guys as much work as possible. Really good job by Coach
Senior
Hart.
number 21, DeCara Smith, comes in at running back. He gets a gain of about 3. We saw him play in the Harbor game as well. That was the Mounties senior night, so trying to get some of these older guys involved.
Jagger doing a really good job leading the offense right now. Going to pull another keeper here, see if he can break loose.
And there he goes. Left side, one man to beat. Safety eventually gets him. Nice tackle by number 12, Demarion Lockett.
And we've kind of talked about Christian being from Heritage and Nesta being from Heritage. Another one they let get away was Jagger Blockberger. He went through the system growing up a little bit. I'm not sure what middle school he went to, but I know he was at a Heritage feeder. They've really missed on some top talent, and now that's really contributing to Rogers, and they're going to help him down the stretch here.
And these guys, coaches, players, they know that. This is the same town. You know the same boys. False start on the play.
And that's kind of some of that inexperience we alluded to earlier, how these guys haven't really played together. These linemen don't really know each other. These are all practice reps players. This is their first time in game action, and it's not really quite as loud as it would be. I think the band cleared out, and both sides are clearing out still as we go. But it is still a different game right now when you're having to play in game speed and not practice speed.
It does make a difference. It makes a difference. It's under the lights. It's Friday night. Jagger with the keeper.
Put the ball on the ground.
Doesn't go anywhere. It was a fumble on the play by Jagger. Eventually, number 64, Andrew Cordici, comes up with it, keeping this drive alive with 1 minute to go in the third quarter.
Really good job of Andrew falling on that ball right there. It was kind of fluttering around, and no one really knew where it was at. Good job by him maintaining possession.
Keeping the drive alive despite the loss. Jagger rolls out right. Good pass to Xander Burke. That's going to be a couple more yards than he might have been anticipating. That is a hard runner. He's a freshman this year, and he's done good things.
Really good job by Xander, the H-back, flooding to the right there. kind of like a quarterback's best friend in these conditions. Not a very hard pass to make on the bootleg to the right. Really good slide by him.
And a good play by the freshman. You mentioned it wasn't a hard pass to make, but still looked good doing it, rolling right. Completed the pass. That's going to be the end of the third quarter. We're going to cut away to the break, and we'll be back for the fourth.
The roof is a home's main defense against the elements, so services like upkeep, repairs, and upgrades are vital. David's Roofing is the only roofing contractor in Northwest Arkansas that has a prestigious Select Shingle Master rating from Certainty. With David's Roofing, your roof is in good hands.
This one's not connected to anything. I was grabbing cord up, so it's my bad.
And we're back now. Flip field positions. Going to be on like the 43, I think.
Let's see what difference that makes. Number 98 for the War Eagles with a hard tackle. That is Jacob Davis on the, oh no, my apologies. That is Raul Ramirez. Big tackle. Raymond Jackson, the fullback. 6-foot fullback. That hit looked like it hurt a little bit. Blockberger making the adjustment on the, oh yeah, right up the gun. Nice fullback run. Churning the legs. Keeping the play alive. One-man wrecking crew. Great run there by number 97, Raymond Jackson.
I know they called up a lot of freshmen. He reminds me a lot of Brooksbury Low running. That might be him. I know there's been some number confusion. I've watched a few freshman games. I watched Brooks play Monday night. He's kind of got that quick twitch movement, kind of like spazzy run style. Really, really like. He's really shifty. It might be him. I'm not sure.
We didn't exactly get the most updated.
Yeah, we've kind of been dealt
sheet here. That very much could be Brooks Barriola, and with the style of play, I like the way you're thinking. It very well could be. But he had a couple of great runs. He'll head to the sideline, and senior DeCaris will.
Seeing a number 97 run the ball is pretty funny.
Yeah, I like it though.
I do too. It's good for football.
I'm not against it. It's the way it should be. Man, I just kind of a callback to earlier in the game. I know you really shouldn't do this. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. But having Nesto in the backfield.
I wish they would have pulled that one off.
I just wish that's something we could have pulled off, but that's exciting to see.
There's a lot of things I wish they could have pulled off as well. I wish they could have got Aiden Livert a first quarter touchdown. That would have been something he'll never forget. I hope they're just not putting things on film for other defenses to study. I hope this is something they bring up later down the line. And we don't know, so we're not leaking any information. But I hope it is something they use throughout the playoffs. And if not, there's a lot of defense coordinators going to be sweating a left tackle screen or a Nesto big man touchdown. And the rain shouldn't affect it every single game if they try to run it.
It's something you got to account for. A couple of low snaps. Jagger making the most of it, though. That's going to be a great gain of about 8. Jagger with a great keeper.
Jagger, he's getting more patient as the game goes on. He's not just sprinting to holes. He's letting blocks set up. Really good to see by the freshman. He's going to be a stud down the line. We've talked about it. He's been talked about for 3 years now, and they've been waiting to get their hands on him. They did this year, and he's gotten better and more comfortable every single game he's played in, I feel like.
We're going to have a stoppage of play on 4th down here.
This might be one of the longest drives in Mountie history, maybe. I have no idea. They've ran off at least maybe 15 minutes of
Quick
game
math,
time, or
15
I don't know,
minutes.
something like that. Maybe not that. Maybe like more like 13 or something like that. They don't pay us to do math. They pay us to broadcast.
Doing what we do best. Heritage was the team that took the first time out. It's going to be 4th and short for the Mounties, keeping the offensive unit out there. No reason to take them out now.
You really like to see the parents of that Heritage, where they're right in front of us right now. They've done a really good job. Cheerleaders are active. They've done a fantastic job dealing with the rain and not giving up on this team. It's the last, for some of these guys, it's the last half of football they're going to play, even last quarter now. So both sides sticking out, but even more importantly, Heritage sticking out for their boys with the last couple minutes coming down here of their football career, some of them.
It's a lot to take in. It's a lot to take in, a lot of memories made, and another memory was made on the athletic side of things for the Mounties today. The girls cross-country team is state champions.
Is that again? Did that
Again,
last year? Yeah.
again, yes, again.
They got a
And
really talented group. I think most of their girls are sophomores. I think you're about to mention one right now, a really, really talented one. I'll let you take it over now.
Lily Braziers with a new state and school record. Great stuff out of her. Samantha also coming up big. A great outing by them, and that's a good pass by Blockberger, the freshman, to number 32.
We're kind of dealt a bad hand of roster numbers, so we're kind of having to take a guess. There's been a lot of new people added onto the roster. We're going to guess and say Diego Juarez.
One name we do know, however, for a fact is Blockberger.
Jagger Blockberger.
Jagger Blockberger. Said we knew it for a fact. I messed it up. It's all right. We're working out the kinks here in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
But he is going to be exciting for years to come in this Mountie program.
We talked about that a second ago. He's a stud. They've been looking forward to get their hands on him. We're just going to keep bringing. You're going to hear 4 years of Jagger Blockberger's name.
We've been calling his name, and it's going to be 50-0 here in this one. Kicker Juan Shapiro kicks it through the uprights, and it looked good.
And we're going to get to this replay right here. Really good job of Jagger rolling right on the play action. Really good flood concept to the right side of the field. Not the prettiest ball ever. Threw it a little uphill, but really good job by Jagger getting it there. Getting it there in these conditions is good enough. And a really good play fake by him to allow that receiver to have all that, allowing the line of all that time and allowing the receiver to get open, and the secondary really bid on the run.
You mentioned the flood concept. That's a bit of a levels-looking play there. It allows Jagger to have all of his reads lined up, just check him down one by one, and he ended up throwing it to the wide open home run shot.
You give him the slide, you give him the corner, you give him the backside post. There's 3 reads on one side of the field. You're not having to pivot a young quarterback to the reverse side of the field, and he gets an easy slide to the right where the line really bit on the run to the left. Really good play call by Coach Harb to get his young gun a pretty easy touchdown.
And good execution by those young guns. We're going to see them come out here and kick it to the War Eagles. With 6 minutes to go, they are going to try to put up their first points of the night here on senior night. You know, it would mean a whole lot to just go into the offseason with something to hang their head high on.
And I'll second that point for Rogers. A lot of people say we're going to beat you 50-0. They can really beat them 50-0 So they're probably looking to bear down here and keep the score. That's a lot of bragging rights for Rogers. They can keep this there. Going to go touchback here. I'm pretty sure that was Juan Chaperone again kicking that through the end zone.
And the War Eagles come back out, trying to see what they can do offensively from the 20.
I think you have a full second-team defense here, if I'm not mistaken. A.J. Francisco's out there. You got senior Jackson Ruth out there, and a lot of other seniors as well. I know you're looking for someone in particular, maybe a C-Dub, Carson Wolf out there, senior night.
It would make my day from a personal side of things. See Carson Wolf out there, but it's like you mentioned earlier. We don't have the coaches' headsets. I can't be like, hey, let's
insert C-Dub.
let's make the call to the Wolf man. Second down after a positive run. That has been hard to muster for the War Eagles here.
They're looking to get one more positive drive out of this and build into the offseason. It sounds crazy to say that we are in November almost through football now, and it's really coming to end for the War Eagles. But the Mounties have a whole nother season. A lot of people talk about preseason, regular season, and now postseason, almost 3 separate seasons, and you prepare for them differently. You game plan for them differently. Stakes are higher in the postseason regarding to the regular season. So we're starting a whole new season once this clock expires, and I know those coaches and players on their side are getting ready to go. Mason, do you have any playoff thoughts, playoff takes, anything, putting you on the spot here, but anything you're looking forward to seeing?
I know our boys are going to fight hard. That's the biggest thing. I think number 27 on the tackle, he's out there fighting. That is Maddox Morris, the senior. Great play by Maddox there. It's going to be second down for the War Eagles. They're going to hand it off to the short side of the field. Good blocking on number 77. Joshua Lee, number 39 on the tackle. That is Landon Mays, the 4-year veteran. He's a guy that goes out there. There's Landon for you with the pink gloves. He's a guy that shows up to practice every day, puts his head down, says, hey, coach, how can I help? What can I do to help this team be better? Where can I be to help this team win? And it's good to see him get out there and get a tackle.
And you love guys like that. At the end of the day, you can only put 11 people on the field at once, and Landon hasn't probably got as much opportunity as he wanted, or maybe he didn't want, but I'm sure he's getting to soak it in now in his last couple snaps of football, I'd assume, and it's good for him to get out there and get rewarded for all the work he's put in and how much he's helped the team in different aspects, such as playing.
It was a double motion. They brought over the tight end, brought over the H-back, and we adjusted the line correctly, and Jalen Smith, the sophomore, comes up with the tackle.
We had some rain in the game a while back.
2 minutes left to play in this one. Bryson, no warning.
Thanks, Mace.
Just doing what I can, heading into the next game. Just mental notes.
Getting better week by week.
Heritage with that H-back, single-back look. Hand it off. Right side, cuts it back inside, and he'll barrel ahead. I believe he got the first down there.
It's a really good drive by for Heritage. They're probably going to speed this up a little bit and see if they can punch one in before this game's over. Under 1:30 here.
Minute 30 to go. They've crossed midfield. They're at the 30 now. Looking to put some points up on the board. It's going to be handoff, left side, pulling guard, waiting for the block to set up. Can't get there in time. Number 21, Rhett Sadoff with the tackle.
They're not really going as much tempo as I thought. I thought they'd try to punch one in here. Under a minute to play now in the game.
Things are looking pretty good for them.
Yeah, they made it cross well past the 50. I would not be surprised they try to score right here. Maybe take advantage of a corner that hasn't played very much.
Shot to the end zone, looking for number 3.
Really good job of number 3 to come back to the ball. Unfortunately, it's a little bit underthrown for him.
Myers couldn't quite get to it.
It looks like it's going to be 4th and about 1.5. For the War Eagles here.
Braden Carroll.
Quick hitch.
96 with the pass deflection. Great play by him.
We don't have a number 96 on the roster
But he looks good out there doing it, I can tell you
And
that.
that's going to be the ball game.
That is going to wrap up the game. It was a great crosstown rivalry, the Battle of Rogers. Rogers with 50, Heritage with 0. It was a hard-fought game by both sides. I'm Mason Humphrey. This was Bryson McIntosh. Stay classy, Mountie fans.